Ladies, you all are in for a treat as Sister Jasmine keeps it real, while giving insights on how our physical health impact our spiritual wellness. Okay, y'all put your hands together and welcome Miss Jasmine Perry.
All right, all right. So happy New Year, everybody. It's our fourth day out here in this new year, It's fresh,
Yeah.
you know. So and this first part of my presentation, because I know we full. I know I get sleepy after I eat, you know what I'm saying? So this first part of my presentation, I want some feedback. I don't have to see you, but you can either type your answers in the chat or you can unmute yourself and say what you do. I'm gonna tell you the questions first, but I just want to preface that. But my presentation is physical self-care, honoring God with our bodies. All right. So basically what I'm going to be touching on is how is your physical health? And then balancing your physical health with your spiritual health. And then how can we make sure that we're still on the right track? Because we all know life gets hectic. We got jobs, we got husbands, boyfriends, children, just all these stresses in the world, and everything can get sidetracked. So, how can we make sure we ourselves are on the right track? I'm not talking about everybody in your family, your friends, and nothing like that. I'm talking about yourself, okay? All right, so my first question is, how is your physical health? So y'all can unmute yourself, say what how y'all think y'all doing and everything like that. So how is your physical health?
Could be better.
Okay. Well, my physical health.
I
Oh, who somebody got? Go ahead, Mary.
oh, I do my best physically to make myself fit.
Okay, I didn't think about the YouTube. I'm gonna have to look into that one.
Oh yeah, you have dancing exercises, whatever kind of exercises you want to do, weightlifting and all. And it's all free.
They were supposed to stop on Christmas, and it's just kind of gone past Christmas. So yes, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Understandable. Yeah. Well, what'd you say, Miss Vicky?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I get it because Miss Shelle, she had baked us these delicious cookies, like all of these delicious cookies and stuff at Christmas time, right? So literally, I was in my bag this morning and I was looking for something and I found one of them cookies and I was like, when I say I was like, really, Vicky, but I just thought it was kind of comical because at the end of it, now that the holidays are over, not to say that if Michelle baked me some more cookies that I'm gonna say I don't want them. I'm not ever going to say that. So if you get in the mood and bake some cookies, I'm going to gladly take them and eat them.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind.
I will say, just the whole pullback off the different stuff that we have been really enjoying. And most definitely when it comes to laying down to get ready to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like we always taking that route with it. Like when it's time to go to bed, it's time for that good cookie. And it's like now. So it's like now, kind of have a cutoff point. So that's just some encouragement to try to find us a cutoff point. Okay, after 7 or 8 o'clock, we not gonna do that. But it's hard.
We're not supposed to do that after that time.
I would say that's just the start. It was a thought. We can start.
But no, all your answers are like really good. Like I said, it's the new year. Everybody got their new year resolutions. Everybody has their own things that they want to work on, let it, in terms of your physical health. And, for me, honestly, I do go to the gym now. I've been slacking because, I just start new schedules. Things get a little hectic, but the only thing that's saving me is because I work in the airport, so I walk around all the time. So that's really the only thing that is saving me at this moment in time. But for sure, if I had a job where I'm sitting down, I'm pretty sure I would have gained a lot of pounds by now, But Pretty much, and then also too, I'm gonna be very transparent with you guys. I did run into some health issues in this last year, so that also contributes to my physical health as well. Just to be very transparent with you guys, I do have a thyroid issue, and I also am anemic. Um, and I also have a issue with my blood type is about my blood in general as well. So, recently I've been on all this medication, so that's also been, keeping my weight down as well. And I know people look at me, they like, she's so young. Why she got so many health issues? Like I said, everybody is different. Everybody's biological, makeup is different. And, like I said, I'm gonna be very transparent with you guys because, I can't be up here talking about physical health and I don't share nothing about myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it has to go both ways. And so that also is with my physical health, with me making sure that I am on the right track and that I am also doing everything in my power to make sure that I stay healthy. And so, everybody knows when you start a new medication, you might read the directions, but you might not follow it to the T. And I did learn that on one of my medications when I first started, and I messed myself up real bad, So I said, "Oh, I'm not gonna play that game no more." So I was like, we just gotta make sure that we are up on our own, physical health. But yeah, so for my own physical health, like I said, I do a lot of my I do exercise, but then I also do a lot of my own cooking. So I really rarely go out to eat. Um, if I do go out to eat, it's mainly because of like, a celebration or anything like that. In the past year, I just kind of lost the taste for like fast food and things like that. So a lot of my food that I eat, I really just do it myself. And also I know what's in my food because, as this crazy world goes, people are disgusting and we don't know who and what and where it came from and how they're preparing it. And then, all the allergies everybody has. So, most of my stuff, I just pretty much, do it myself. Miss Vicky, you just raising your hand or you just
No, I was just going to kind of piggyback off of what you said. I mean, you're younger than me, of course, but over this past year, just with even working, like I was dealing with my knees. Like I had failed at work and I wasn't even really tripping off of it. I went all out of town and just was doing all kind of extra stuff, but they started hurting. And I'm talking about hurting to the point to where it was like, oh, I cannot barely move. And it was with that even being said, I'm just like, oh Jesus, it just hurt, and I'm rubbing and doing all these different things. But I was driving down the street one day and I saw a man in a wheelchair and he was pushing himself in a wheelchair. And I want to say, I don't remember if he lost both legs or if he just had one. But when I saw that, the Lord just spoke to me and was like, hey, we'll take advantage of our legs until we don't have them anymore. So he just gave me the ability to start like just kind of exercising and moving them around and trying to relax them. So I'm just saying that to where if your body is telling you that something is wrong with your physical health, don't keep pressing on it. Don't go into that, oh, I'm not going to the doctor, I wish you to go away type stuff because it just makes it worse. So I was just wanted to piggyback off of that and say that, yeah, and I know a lot of people are familiar with Arthur, last name Rightish, and he intrudes like he's very disrespectful. I don't know if he got some cousins or whoever. But even with stuff like that, like literally it's funny, but it's a real thing. Like he's real. And it's like if like you can manage it, but at the same time, if it's something that goes with the weather or different things like that. So again, I would just encourage us to just things, arthritis, breathing, just the different things that we will look at as some normal stuff. Oh, this is some normal stuff that everybody struggles with. It's like, no, we don't really have to. So just be more of aware of your health and not taking advantage of it, but just making sure you're seeing about yourself.
Absolutely. And like we were talking earlier, I think it was Miss Tanisha that said, if we got something wrong, we going to our primary care. You know what I'm saying? We got to do our yearly checkups. We got to do our yearly physicals. And I know, I am one where I'm like, yeah, it's that time. Yeah, let me go ahead and go in because, I like me personally, I have to get blood work every 3 months just to make sure, everything is doing what it's supposed to do. Or, I have to change my medication. And I've been doing that since February of last year. Okay. So, I've been trying to like make sure that everything is good because, one misstep, you never know. You are like, oh, my legs, like Miss Vicky said, legs working fine today. Tomorrow, you never know.
This
You
is
never know. Something might happen. And you just like, wow, if I went to the doctor, 3 months ago, I could have found this out. You know what I'm saying? And most of us, we'd probably be like, oh, I ain't got time. I'll make that appointment or I'll get to that tomorrow. But, sometimes tomorrow might not be here, you know? So, we have to be mindful of, how are we feeling? How is our body feeling? So, my next question to you all, how is your spiritual health? How is your spiritual health? So, same question. How do you guys keep up on your spiritual health?
Oh,
Oh,
Hi,
I'm sorry.
niece. You are looking so beautiful. Thank you for taking my thing. What I want to say, one thing I started a couple of years ago when I wake up in the morning, because we're all those snooze people. The alarm goes off, but we hit that snooze probably about two or three times. But one of the things I do set my clock. So when that first snooze goes off, that's time for me to, wake up and thank him for letting me wake up to hear that snooze. And I do that. And there are some mornings that I forget because I know I'm running late, but I will take that extra minute to just lay back down or just go to my quiet place and, say thank you. Because as you've said, we've said in the presentation today, we don't know what is out there, whether it's waiting or not. But if we just stop and take the time to thank him as soon as we open our eyes, or probably even before we open our eyes, then now we're prepared. That's that little bit of positivity that prepares you so you could go ahead, you get up, telework, you could get up, you could go outside, face people, and you're in that better way. And the one last thing I want to say, after I do that, no matter who I see or run into on my way to work or when I get there, I say good morning. I say good morning to everyone. You don't know what mind frame they're in, but if you tell someone good morning, they'll look at you like, something wrong with her. But then it makes them think about their morning. And hopefully you could, pass that on, make that feel better. So my spiritual health, that is what I practice to do every day to make me feel better. And so I could just spread it on to someone else.
Miss Tamika?
Well, I was going to speak on the weight part as well, but I want to say, as far as the spiritual, I believe that one thing that I'm learning to do is, like she just stated, to me, starting off your day with praise and worship kind of sets the tone for things for your day.
And so for me, yes, music is like kind of like my outlet. So, every morning I'm always playing music, getting ready, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And we can feel that when we're like off kiltered, Now, some people, they say that expression, we woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Now, I don't know what kind of bed everybody got because some people wake up on the wrong side every single day. I'm saying, I'm like, ain't no happy moment in your life. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, well, God woke you up this morning, you're still breathing, so, I just don't understand when some people, we can feel that in our spirit when something is off. You know, you don't know what it is, you don't know what type of day you're gonna have, but it's always important of how you start your day because that is gonna be the present or present or the start, you know, what kind of day you gonna have, you know? And I am a big believer on if I'm having a bad day, obviously something is not going to go how I want or everything is not going to go how I want. So, you know, we're going to have to take a step back and, you know, realize like, hey, this day is not what I make of it. It is the Lord's day every single day, you know? And what he has intended for us is you know, what's going to play out in the day. And it's just like, you know, yeah, I might be mad in the morning. I'm like, oh my goodness, can't find my shoe. Oh, I can't find my badge. But eventually you gonna find it and you gonna go to work. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just gonna sit there and be like, woe is me. I can't find my badge, so I can't go. No, you gonna be intentional. You gonna find that badge. You might be a little late, but you gonna find it, you know? All right, so going back to your physical health, so we did say exercise, but you know, sleep and nutrition is always a big thing. So pretty much with nutrition, you know, like I said, I cook most of my own meals. So, you know, balanced diet, home cooked meals rather than fast food. And then don't be afraid to try new things. So when I say that, you know, I love cooking, so I'm always looking for a good recipe to try any new gadget in the kitchen. I'm over here like, oh, let me try that, you know. And you know, you never know what you like until you try it, you know. And it's just like, you know, hey, if you're like, I want to eat more vegetables, find new ways to, you know, make vegetables. You know, you don't always have to eat raw vegetables. It always doesn't have to be a salad, you know, because that's what everybody thinks. Everybody go on a diet, they like, oh, I gotta eat this salad. No, you can always get healthy food, but make it how you like it. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna fry some spinach and some bacon and talking about, oh, I'm eating healthy. No, no, that kind of defeats the whole purpose. But you know, you can look up new recipes and just be like, hey, I want to try this. And you can always tweak it yourself. You know what seasonings you like, you know what your taste is like. So it's like, you know, that's up to you. Along with your exercise and everything, you know, that will keep you on a steady path. But also, one thing we also forget about is sleep. Because, you know, people be like, oh, I got to get this done. There's not too many hours in the day. Well, you know, God made 24 hours, and as long as I've been alive on this earth, it's always been 24 hours in this day. So, you know, if something is not going to get done, and I am a big believer of that, if I can't get it done in this day, then it's not going to get done. There is always tomorrow because there should never be anything in your life where you're like, oh, I have to get it done on Monday or I can't do it, you know, because there's always tomorrow. I will send some recipes. But you know, and sleep will also factor into weight gain as well. So if you don't have a balanced sleep schedule and you're like, oh, I don't understand. I'm feeling bloated all the time, especially us as women. When we get on that time of the month, you know, we might be looking at ourselves a little different. We might look a little heavier. And it's like, you know, you got to stop and take a minute. How many hours of sleep did I get? How many hours of sleep did I get in this past week? You know, because our lives can be very, very hectic. And, you know, sometimes if you add it up, for the 7 days of that week, you probably only got 12 hours of sleep. And that is not healthy for anybody. And I know they say that, you know, 8 hours a day, we try to get 8 hours a day for me to make sure because I love my sleep and I was never an all-nighter person. And I get home late from work, I put myself on a bedtime, okay? So if I can't get something done by the time my bedtime comes, looks like I'm doing it in the morning, you know? So it's just like, you know, you have to have discipline as well. There has to be discipline in your physical health. And it's like, you know, it's hard. Routine is hard. And they always say it takes 2 weeks for a routine to set. So, you know, you just have to have that discipline and say, hey, this is my bedtime. This is what I'm going to eat. This is when I'm going to eat. This is how I'm going to do things. And just keep yourself accountable for that. You know, if you need somebody, you need, you know, you got exercise buddies, we got prayer warriors, we got prayer sisters. You can call on somebody and say, hey, keep me accountable for this. Call me at 6 o'clock. Make sure I ate something. Call me at 8 o'clock. Make sure I'm getting ready for bed. Because everybody knows when they have to get up and go to work. They know what time they have to do things. It's not like it's a surprise every single day. Oh wow, I start work at 12 every day. Wow, I didn't know that. Everybody knows their schedule. So, keep yourself accountable. And if you need a little help, go ahead and have somebody call you, have somebody keep you accountable. And then also, decreasing your amount of stressors. Yes, there's stressors in the world every single day, but one question you can ask yourself is, can I control that? Do I have my hand in that? Because if it is something that you cannot control, why are you stressing you about it? And I've been telling people that since day one, since I got my, degrees and everything. If I can't control it, why am I stressing? Because it's just like you walk past a store, say you're walking past Home Depot, right? And you don't work there, you don't need nothing out of there, but you seeing people coming out with, like fertilizer and stuff. You're like, wow, they can't build a wall with that. First of all, you don't know why these people got this fertilizer. They might be building the garden. But it's like it's not yours to basically say, I need to know what you're doing so that I can live my life. Like that is not that whatever they do has nothing to do with you. So whatever you can control, that is what you are actually need to be focusing on. But if I can't control it, I'm just gonna let it go because I can't do anything about it. So that's one thing that I've been living by, and it has helped me decrease my stressors in life. And then one thing also too with your physical health, we also have to deal with our mental health. Mental health is a thing that we are focusing on around this conference today. And recognize when you need help. We are not super women. We do not have to take the world on our back and fix everybody. Because if we are trying to fix everybody, we are going to break. And once we are in 1,000 pieces, we can't do anything. Imagine somebody give you a broken plate. You gonna look at that and be like, I can't hold my food on this. What you expect me to do? Or they give you a bowl with holes in it and talking about get some soup. It's not gonna hold any soup in there. So what am I supposed to do with this? You're gonna look at them like they crazy. Now, if you are empty inside and you're still trying to give out, give out, give out, you're being detrimental to yourself because you can't give from an empty pot. So don't be afraid to recognize when you need help, but also don't be afraid to ask for help. Because sometimes we get a little prideful and we think we are the backbone of the family and everybody comes to us and we supposed to solve everybody's problems. But who gonna solve our problems if we can't ask for help? Because if we can't just solve everybody's problems and be like, I am A-okay. No, because eventually you gonna break too. And everybody gonna look at you like, oh wow, we didn't know she was going through that. Well, did you say anything? Did you ask for help? Did you have somebody you could call on? Everybody not mind readers. And you gonna have to eventually be like, hey, I can't take your problem. I got problems of my own, and it is okay. And also have an outlet for your.
I have a question. I have a
Yes.
comment.
Yes.
I went through that thinking that you have to solve everybody's problems. So you are stepping on my baby pinky toe, my big toe. You just all over, you just dancing on them. Just thought I should share. That's just thought I should share.
Okay. Excuse my typo, but it's supposed to say have an outlet for your emotions. Because if you do not have an outlet for your emotions, you are gonna implode. Everybody knows how a bomb works, right? So you set something on fire and then boom, eventually there's gonna be a big outlet. So if you do not have an outlet for your emotions, and then eventually somebody could say something real small to you. Say you having a bad hair day. Like yesterday, I was having a bad hair day, and my hair was not cooperating. I don't know what was going on. Maybe because it was cold. I don't know. I told my friends, I said I look like a cockatoo because it was just everything was sticking up. The hair wasn't falling like it was supposed to. I didn't know what was going on, but I said, oh well, I'm here. My hair is up, whatever. But somebody could have said something real slight to me, and if I was just holding in all these emotions that I had, I could have just went off. And they looking at me like all I said was her hair look up, like it just look a little mess like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you know your hair is sticking up like alfalfa? Like I could have just went off, and they looking at me like, oh, I'm about to take her to HR. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I just could have had all those emotions inside of me, and just one little comment just set me off. And it's just like, wow, we don't know what's going on with her. So, it is, just make sure you have a healthy outlet for your emotions. Let that be exercising. Let that be cooking. Let that be talking on the phone with your friend, not gossiping. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing all that, because you talking about other people is not helping you. That's not helping you at all. So if you have something for yourself that you need to get off your chest, and you like, hey girl, you got a minute to talk? Yeah, girl, this is going on, and da 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 da. It's okay to vent. It is okay to vent. And it's just like, hey, because sometimes I be going through things. I be like, how much time you got? Because I gotta get this off my chest. You know what I'm saying? So I really encourage you all to have healthy outlets for your emotions. And then, like I said earlier, don't hold on to the narrative that we have to be strong all the time, especially as Black women. They always think we are superwomen. We got Black girl magic. We gonna hold the weight of the world. Absolutely not. I don't know where it said in anybody's Bible, anybody's book that said Black women are the epitome of strength. I don't know where they say that at, because that is not it. That is not it at all. So, I always tell people, I am not your strongest soldier. I will tell you when I can't do something, okay? I'll be like, baby, you better go find somebody else to do it, or you better help me with this, because I'm not doing it all by myself. So don't hold on to that narrative that we have to be strong all the time. We gotta be vulnerable. Realize that it is okay for us to be vulnerable. It is okay to cry sometimes. Baby, listen, ask yourself, when was the last time you cried? When you actually cried. I'm not talking about we on our period and, oh my goodness, I can't get my ice cream. No, I'm talking about when we actually sat down boo-hoo crying, because we just couldn't take it anymore. Like, we actually sat in our emotions, and we actually cried. I'm gonna tell y'all, I cried a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when have you gotta actually realize that, when was the last time I actually sat in my emotions? When was the last time I actually cried? And I have this lovely picture of the blocks where you got red, yellow, and green. Green meaning like I am good to go. Yellow mean I'm doing so. Red meaning I need some help. You know what I'm saying? So always keep that in the back of your mind. Like, how am I doing? And what can I, how can I get to that green? We're not gonna be green all the time, because that's impossible. But it's like, how can I help myself get better? All right.
Jasmine,
Yes.
I'm in my third year of being a widow,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had some things go wrong, but I look up at the sky and I ask God, could you ask him while he's up there with you, how do I do this? But I always get an answer. I wake up every morning, I stretch, I have my window open so that the first thing I see is the sun hitting me. And every morning I ask God that same thing. Ask him to help me get through this day. And it's been working for me fine. I have a lot of some anxiety because, I'm by myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I managed to get through. And I thank the Lord that I'm able to do so.
I love
But I
that.
thought I'd share that with you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I have some scriptures for you guys for your spiritual health. So the first one
Mhm.
is Genesis 2:2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. So, as you can see, I bolded and underlined the word rested. And like I said, sleep is a good part for your physical health, but also for your spiritual health. Because if your mind is racing 24/7, you're not focusing on anything. You
Yeah.
are just all over the place. And it's just like, what are you trying to do at this moment in time? You know? And it's like God will sit us down real quick and tell us to sit down. Okay?
Mhm.
He will do something and tell us to sit down. And once he does that, you don't know how he gonna do it. But what we gonna do? We gonna sit down, okay? We are
Mhm.
gonna sit down because we are not about to argue with him, okay? So rest is also good for your spiritual health because if a sister needs your help, you can't help the sister while she is, talking to you. You over here cooking, you over here talking to your kids. You're distracted. And while you're distracted, she is over here leaning on you and she asks you a question. You can't be like, hold on, girl, hold on. My kid is acting up. Give me like 5 minutes. She gonna get off the phone and be like, well, all right, I'll call somebody else because clearly you're not, you're not listening to me. So when we get good rest, then that it opens up our mind to also hear what he has to say, you know?
Yeah.
And so the next one that I have is Psalms 4:8. So it says, I will both lie down in peace and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. So as you see, the words that I bolded are peace, sleep, and safety. If we're always walking in the word of God, we are always safe. He is not gonna stray us away. He ain't gonna tell us to go somewhere where he know that it's gonna be a problem. Okay. Now I'm not gonna tell you he ain't gonna give us no trials and tribulations because everything is not gonna be a walk in the park. Because
Right.
when it's something is too easy, you gonna look at that and be like, hold up, I need to do that again because that was way too easy. Why did that happen so easily? And it's just like, now I'm not saying you got to jump through, mud pits and swim with snakes and everything. Everything's not going to be like that either. But it's just like if I'm walking with the Lord, I just know that I'm safe. I am safe. He is not going to let anything happen to me. Okay? Nothing that his will be done. Okay? And so once you have that, you have peace. You can't let nobody stop you. You know what I'm saying? You safe with the Lord. Can't nobody come to you and be like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. You gonna look at them and be like, who said? Who said that? Because he didn't tell me that. Until I hear it from him, I'm not listening to that. And the same thing with the sleep. Make sure that you get enough sleep because if you sleep deprived, that will formulate into anything, okay? Sleep depravity is just something that you don't know what's gonna happen. Okay? It shows its head in different forms and you don't know what's gonna happen. And then eventually you're gonna drop because your body is gonna be like, I'm done, and you're gonna go to bed because you can't do anything. And once that happens, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, you're going to bed. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had that happen to me where I was running around multiple times and I finally sat down. I done slept the whole day away. Missed appointments, missed phone calls, And it's really nothing you can do about that because that was Lord's way of telling me you need to sit down and you need to go to sleep. And anything that happened that day clearly was not that important. Okay? And so then the last scripture I have for you guys is 1 Timothy 4:8. For bodily exercise profits a little, but godliness is profitable for all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So yes, exercise is good, keep up our physical appearance and everything like that. But if we don't have godliness, that physical appearance ain't doing nothing because once we get to heaven, it's not like God is like, oh, you got that BBL, come on in, girl, oh, you 150 pounds, come on in, girl. It's not like he checking off, all your appearances and everything you done got, oh, you got that 613 bust down middle part, come on in, girl. He not checking off no list like it's a club, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is made in his likeness, so it's not like we gonna get to the gates of heaven and he's like, oh, those are shoes you wearing? I can't let you in. That is not how that works. So yes, while we're here on earth, yes, we can keep up our body because our body is the temple. But if we're not grounded in God, all of that is not gonna mean anything. It's not gonna mean anything at all. We have to keep our physical and our spiritual health, balanced as well. Because once we stray too far with one, it's gonna get hard to come back. It really is. It's gonna be really hard to come back. So, like I said earlier, you have to have accountability partners. Keep yourself accountable, and also, find something that is good for you as well. Something that works for you because everything doesn't work for everybody. And I know we get on social media, everybody has this new fad, everybody has this new way of doing things, but everything is not going to work for everybody. Same thing when you're trying to find a therapist for your mental health. Every therapist is not going to be the same. Same as if you're trying to find a church home. Every church is not going to be for you. Your friends can invite you to their church, but if it's something in that church, you're like, there's something about it, I can't. You're going to go find a new church, and it's okay. Everything is not for everybody. You have to find something that works for you. So, like I said, how can we balance our physical and spiritual health? So, like I said, you just find something that works for you and keep yourself accountable. And also keep up with it as well. Because I'm not saying you're going to do it for a week and then you just going to be like, I'm good to go for the rest of the year. No, you got to keep up with it. And also, how can you build on it as well? You also have to be able to build on top of it. And it's like how you are January 4th of 2025 should not be the same January 4th of 2026. You got to see a change in yourself. It's not going to be instant. It's going to be gradual. And I know we can beat ourselves up of saying, oh, I don't see anything, especially when we're exercising. I'm trying to lose 50 pounds by May. And you get on the scale a week later, you talking about, I ain't lose no pounds. Well, it's going to be gradual, honey. You're going to have to keep up with the routine. So it's like, how can we build on it and also keep up with it as well? So, have a little tips. Taking care of ourselves, but being spiritual, praying, giving those stressors to God, reading our Bible, having a prayer sister or circle, or both, realizing God already has a plan for us. That's one big thing. We have to realize He already has a plan for us. And we're not going to deviate. We can try and deviate from that plan. And He's going to be like, all right, do what you want. Let me see how that works for you. He said, do what you want. Let me see how that works for you. But eventually, we're going to go back to His plan. And then, like I said, He will never give us anything He did not think we could handle. So, you also got to remember that. Anything He gives us, He already thought about it. So, He wants to know how you are going to, like I said, those trials and tribulations, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to turn to Him or are you going to turn to the world? How are you going to deal with those issues? I did have an activity, but I'm just going to explain the activity because I don't have time to, go into it. But basically, if you're feeling stressed, it's kind of like mindfulness, but it's mindfulness of your body. So basically, it's called progressive muscle relaxation. So basically, what you're doing is you're going to take each part of your body and, you tense it up and you let it go. And a good thing you can do with it is, you don't know how tense your body is until you bring attention to it. So sometimes my feet get a little tense and I don't even realize it until I bring attention to it. And then, you just tense it up for about 10 seconds and then let it go. And it's best if you do this practice sitting down. And it's better if you have, some relaxation music or something like that in the background and you take deep breaths while you're doing it. So, my thing for it is, rate how your body tension is before, after you do it, rate how it is afterwards, and see if you feel more relaxed afterward. But that is my presentation, everyone. Thank you.
Wow, Jasmine, you have given so much to consider. I don't think any of we ladies will look at lack of sleep or ignoring our health the same again. Thank you so much for showing all of us that to be the best daughter of the King, we we can be, we need to take care of our physical selves. Ladies, let's show Jasmine some love.